You know, when I first got to Toledo, it was like being on vacation. I had just come from Lebanon. I'm 19, 20 years old. I went from being in a filthy, ultra violent, watch your back at all times prison to being in a brand new prison with only 100 inmates in the whole entire place. And it was just a shock. And at that time, we understood immediately how blessed we were to even get to this spot. Like it was a blessing compared to other places you can do time. There was no place better. And because of that, the violence was turned way down. Nobody wanted to risk getting sent out of there. And they would threaten to ride you out of there for anything. The biggest thing that was going on in the early days of Toledo's prison was the homosexual activity. Mansfield, Lebanon, and CRC were the first three institutions to ride into Toledo prison. And it just so happened that there was a ton of homosexuals on that ride. And so, in the beginning, you know, you really had to watch yourself because there was some predators. We had a group of guys. All of us were in between the ages of 18 and 22. We'd go to gym every day and we would hoop. Now again, back then there was only 100 of us in the whole prison. So we would pretty much have rec all day. And that's what we would do. We would hoop, we would play handball, we would play softball, flag football. You know, we were into the sports and shit like that. And we had a group of guys who was always every day. This is what we did. Well, there was this white dude from I think he was from Dayton. I'm pretty sure he was from Dayton. His name was Eric. We called him E. This is a little frail white kid, man. He was a cool dude. He just used to hoop with us, play sports with us. He came from CRC. And so he hadn't, and back then it would take you when you ordered a closed box, cause back then your people couldn't, if you were in level 3, your people couldn't send you a food or a closed box. They had to order it, or well, they had to send you the money, and you had to order it. And it'd take, man, sometimes it'd take 2.5 months to get your shit. So the point is, he was still wearing the state boots, and back then they wasn't the black ones with the clear gum bottoms with the two Velcro straps. Back then, they were the tan. We called them lambskin boots. That's what they looked like. They were like a tan, furry boot with a hard plastic bottom. If you wore them if you put them on your feet for 10 minutes, they would turn your socks brown. And you know, so every day, that's what he had. So every day he was bumming shoes off people so he could come hoop with us. Well, I don't remember the booty bandit's name. He wasn't there long because of this situation. But he got there after us. At this time, the prison had probably been open 3, 4 months. Maybe not even that long. We came, and then E probably got there maybe a month and a half, maybe a month after us. We knew that one of the guys he was bumming these shoes from was a booty bandit, but we didn't know he was bumming his shoes, or we would have warned him, you know. So we go to rec one day. We go do our thing. We come back. Everybody, we get our showers and shit. And I think we were probably maybe gonna play some cards or whatever. And I go up to East Cell to get him, and he's in there and he's sitting on his bed and he's rubbing it. He's angry. He's furious. I mean, it's all over him. So what's up, E? What's going on? And he hands me this note. He tells me to read it. So I read it. And in the note, it's, the guy's talking about how, I mean, it was basically like a love note you would write a girl in high school. Like check yes and no type shit. Like no bullshit. I'm attracted to you. Have you ever been with a guy? I mean, it was crazy. What had happened was, before we went to rec, E was looking for a pair of shoes, and he couldn't get them. And this dude was like his third option. Like E had go-to guys he would go to ask for their shoes. And if he needed this dude as a last resort, then he would use it. And that's what happened. And he ended up going to dude. And dude said, yeah, and gave E the shoes. We go to rec. We go hoop. We come back. E gives him the shoes back. Well, when dude gives E back his state boots, E goes to put them on, and there's a letter. There's a folded up note inside one of them. And that was the note. And he looks, and I said, so, I didn't know what the fuck, I didn't know what to do. It was kind of funny to me. Like, this dude wrote a fucking 10th grade love letter. And he, honest to God, guys, he put check yes or no at the bottom. Like, give me the note back. Send the scribe back with a check yes or no if you're interested in doing this shit with me. And so E's dilemma is, I'm about to fuck this dude up. But he's scared. E's probably about 5'8", 5'9", probably about 160, 155, 160 pounds, soaking wet. Just caught down. He's doing a good amount of time. He was doing like 13 or 15 years. And this is his first incident. And it's with a guy who's been down for years, older black guy, got some size to him. Like, he's feeling the pressure. And so we're talking, and now we got a group of guys up there. My buddy Skeet's up there, and we're talking to him and shit. And I ain't gonna lie, we was kind of putting the cables on him. We were kids, We didn't know, A, the extent of what we were saying, and B, we didn't know how far this dude was really willing to go. But all of that being said, the fact of the matter is something needed to be done. You can't, I mean, the dude did it in secret. It ain't like he put him on blast in front of the whole day room or something. He wrote him a note. But you gotta nip that in the bud, because you gotta nip that in the bud. Now, in my opinion, I think he could have handled it differently. I would have personally told dude, like, bro, don't disrespect me like that. We would have got an understanding. And then if it would have continued, then it would have got physical. But you can't tell no other grown man how to do what they do, especially a guy doing that much time. So he devised a plan. He took a toothbrush and he broke a razor. He broke razor blades out of his razors, and I remember it was four blades, and he melted them into the back of his toothbrush. So basically, he takes the blade out with the sharp part right here, and he would melt the back of it in to the base of the toothbrush, to where basically there's four blades sticking out, right? So, and he said he told it we devised the plan with him. He said I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna pretend like cause dude was in the day room, so he's got to get dude to his cell. He don't want to crash out on him in the day room. That was the plan, and so he went downstairs and this was the plan. He was gonna go tell dude he wanted to holler at him, and when they got in the cell, he was gonna pump fake him like he was down, like yes, like he was down for it, and he was gonna get him laxed and cut him up. And he sat there for so long. I remember, like, I don't know, 45 minutes had to go by. And we're just in there talking about it. And it was almost like he was kind of, I believe, looking back on it, he was hyping himself up. And it got to the point where I remember even when he walked out to go get dude, we're like, man, he ain't about to do this shit. Well, he calls dude upstairs, and dude goes up there and shit. They walk in the cell, and they're in there for about 10 minutes before anything pops off. So we're like, man, I know, like, man, it got to the point where we're wondering if, man, maybe he's taking dude up on the offer. Like, what the fuck's going on? He's literally been in there almost 10 minutes. And then you hear it. You hear this loud ass squeal, like a scream, like just like a stomach, like he just screamed from his soul, and then you just hear you heard the rumbling, and you see E fly out the cell. It kind of reminded me of, like, you know them cartoons where they're like fighting and you see a big cloud of dust and you just see legs poking out, and then you see one of them fly out and then jump back in. That's what it reminded me of, because you heard the boom, 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 and then you see E come flying out the door like he got pushed out, not like he ran out. And then he goes running back in, and you hear it some more, and this shit lasted for a minute. Back then, the COs weren't working in the block. Like I told y'all, you got a booth outside the blocks, and then you got the blocks surround the booth. The COs would be out in that area. There'd be two COs out in the area, and there would be one in the booth. And every so often they would come in the block, do a round, shit like that. But put it like this: the dude that got cut up was very, very fortunate, because nobody told, nobody ran and got the police. They just came in to do a routine round. And when they got in the block, they obviously heard the chaos going on and they responded. They bring E out first. It looked like E was the victim. Like, he had so much blood on him. It looked like he was the one who got cut up. They lock everybody down. They bring dude out the cell. Folks, when I tell you, he cut him from his ear to his mouth. And this was so wide open, it was flapping, and you could see his teeth and his gums through the side of it. Like on what was that movie? I think it was The Dark Knight, Two-Face. And you could see it's exactly what it looked like. He had cut this man. He went in there and pretended like he was down and they were talking, and he just really just waited for the perfect opportunity to, he really wanted to hurt this man and scar this man for the rest of his life. He didn't just go in there and just go crazy. He timed it, waited for the dude to expose himself just right. And folks, he hit him with that toothbrush with them 4 razor blades across his face and opened it. And that wasn't all. He hit him all over. I mean, dude had, I don't know how many stitches that dude had, but I know that is there forever. Like 8 months had went by, and I went to the hole for a fight or something petty that I don't do a couple weeks for. And I get up there, and he's still up there in the hole. They didn't know what to do with him. Toledo was brand new. They didn't have a routine set. They were a close security prison, which means they could have just gave that dude time in the hole and let him back to the compound because it's already a high level security prison. But you had people working there that wasn't hip to shit. And so basically he was just sitting in the hole for 8 months. And longer. He ended up doing about a year back there before they finally decided to write him out. And they sent him to Mansfield. But I remember that was I always had heart. I always stood up for myself, and I was always willing to do whatever I had to do to make sure I was safe. But that was the incident that really gave me, I could visual, like, yeah, this is what it's got to be. I never seen that dude, Eric, after that hole. I seen him in the hole, but I never, and I wish I had because he had taught me he showed me a lot. I had a ton of respect for that dude after that. I don't know whatever happened to the Booty Bandit. I never seen they both got rolled. I think the Booty Bandit checked in, like he refused to come back. But yeah, it just that was one of the first incidents that really put it in me, like this is how you do it. This is what you got to do. This is how you set the example. And so yeah, that's my story for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It was kind of just something that popped up in my head today, and we hit 400 subscribers. Congratulations to y'all. Thanks for the support. 100 more, y'all. 100 more. We're getting there. Anyway, hit the like and subscribe button. Share the video if you liked it. It's free. Don't cost you nothing. And until next time, man, stay safe. It's the Hoodie Man. I'm out, y'all.